So now, seeing that we finished cutting out our pieces to sew the skirt on the top, we need to interface the waistband for the skirt. So grab your waistband, which the waistband, which I cut out, is 6 inches, 6 inches wide, but you have to also put a half inch for the stitching. So 6.5 inches wide waistband by 35, or according to how much is your waist, the length. Cut out the length to your waist or the waistband. My own, I'm dealing with a 34 inches waist measurement, and I cut my fabric in length 36 inches, so I'd have 1 inch for the zipper. So 36 inches long in length and 6.5 inches in width. So now that I have that all settled, now we have to put some interfacing. Now you got many type of interfacing. You have the stiff one, you have the light one, you have different type of interfacing. You have stretch interface, you have different type of interfacing. I'm using a lightweight interfacing, so I need this to put on my skirt. So it come like this. When you get it out of the bolt, it come like this. So I would put this down like this here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut out, put my waistband right the same width of it, and I'm going to place it on my waistband, and now I'm going to cut that out. So let's go ahead and cut that out. So I'm going to cut this interfacing out the same width of the fabric and the same length of the fabric. So I'm going to cut this out. Now I'm going to put this rest aside, and I'm going to clean up all the edges of this, because you don't want it getting on your iron, because it could make your iron kind of gummy. So make sure you clean up all the ends to get this gummy section out of the way. You don't want your iron touching that, especially if your iron don't have on a shield. My own have on a shield, but still I try to prevent the gummy part from going onto my fabric, onto my iron, sorry, because when that get on your iron, it really make the iron real gummy and sticky. So this is what it look like. Now I'm going to take my fabric, and now it have a gummy part on the interfacing. So we are sticking the gummy part on the fabric. So I have my gummy part, and you have a smooth part. So you're gonna know the gummy part from the distance, because the gummy parts feel rough. So I'm going to spread my fabric out, looking for the right side. I'm going to spread that out, and I'm going to take the gummy part, which is this section here, and I'm going to iron this onto my fabric. I'm going to iron this onto my fabric. This is the gummy part. Let me get my ironing board. I'm going to iron this on. The ironing board, it would sit more. Make sure you give it lots of steam. Press it. Pull it down. Let your iron get some more steam. Let me just straighten up this end here. I don't want this get onto my iron. to give this a little more steam and make sure it stays down. You have to steam this on properly or else it will come off your clothes. So now, seeing that we have this, you're gonna fold it. Finish or it facing or not for all this way. Like this. So right side facing. No, no, stop. No, stop. No, right side is your. Okay, right side is your. And follow the right side. This side is the right side on the side. Okay, right side is your. And then this tail. So you see the right side half of it. So that is on like that. And then pretty much go. And get one end is your. And then this one end is on. And you have it. Okay. Have the next end. And then this. Okay. Okay, this one. We're going to this one. This one fold. So after we in that, next round in the store. Keep this one. So keep this one. This. This one. This. And put it back. Make sure it properly. Yes. You have to work it. So then you have some ease. Here's some spaghetti. So you have to work it up. Now we will stitch the waistband from one end right down to the next end where we pin. So now we're gonna get our pieces. We're gonna get our top and we're gonna get one piece of the front and one piece of the back. So look for the front of the top. Remember we're supposed to have two front, two back. So we're gonna get one piece of the front. One piece of the back. This is the back. And we're going to lay the back onto the front right side facing. So I'm looking for my right side to see which side is my right side. So right side to right side. And you're going to pin it at the shoulder. You're going to pin it at the shoulder. We will stitch in 1/2 inch. So grab your pins, pinning it at the shoulder. Pin it. Pin. Pin in there. And now we're going to pin this side. Pin the side seam. Make sure your side seam match up neat. Pin it. Pin. Now rest this aside, get the next piece and pin it the same way, like how we pinned that one. So you're repeating the same process, right side to right side. So now we go into the sewing machine and we sewing from one end right down to we meet the end of the armhole here. Then we're going to stitch the shoulder, come down here and stitch the next end on both pieces. So this is what we're going to go to the sewing machine and then we're going to sew this. So let's go and sew this. So now we're going to grab our waistband, and what we're going to do, we're going to grab one end of our waistband and we're going to sew this in place. So grab your waistband and let's sew this waistband in place. So place it under the sewing machine and 1/2 inch seam allowance we will be stitching. Put your pressure foot down, back stitch, and let's begin sewing. So make sure everything underneath is even, because you don't want when you finish sewing you have to go back and stitch all over again. Make sure your skirt remove from under the sewing machine like that. So all my skirt is at the left of me, so I am just stitching the waistband in place onto the skirt. Take out your pins as you go. Make sure everything underneath smooth and nice. Everything okay, smooth, nice. Back stitch, take out, you cut your thread. Now you're gonna go back from the right side of the skirt, the opposite side, so the skirt would be facing you now, the skirt waist, and we will double stitch that. We will give that a stitch right in the end here, like 1/4 inch from the first stitch from the outside. Back stitch. The reason why is to secure this waistband properly, just in case one thread pop, you have a next one where the thread not supposed to pop. I just like doing it this way, so I know my waistband attached securely. Take out your thread. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna get the zipper and I will show you what to do. Now you finish stitch your waistband. So now we're gonna get the ironing board and we have to iron this waistband. So grab your iron and let's iron this waistband. Turn it right side up. If your iron don't have a shield like this, then get a pressing cloth and press your fabric. Don't press it with your bare iron because it could scorch your fabric or leave it white. My own have a shield, so I could press my fabric just like that. So this what your skirt would look like. Now we have to stitch your skirt together. So you're gonna fold the skirt like that. Try on the skirt, put it around your waist, and make sure it's okay. You don't want when you fit it up the skirt is too tight. When you're done the waistband it's too tight. So make sure the waist fitting you okay. My own is fitting me okay. I'm very much happy with this. So I am good with this right here. My own is just a 1/2 inch seam allowance to stitch the zipper, and I am really happy with how the waist turned out. So make sure it fit you well. Try it on, put it around your waist, make sure it okay. Get somebody to mark it so that you can see where you're going to put the zipper. So my own fit me very nice. I'm really happy with the outcome of it. Really happy with the way the waist fit tight and nice. I am happy with that. So now what we're gonna do, you're gonna fold that, mark which part you want. So it's a half-inch zipper line. So just mark a half-inch. I have a ruler here, and you just mark a half-inch stitching where we're gonna stitch for. Put the zipper. I will show you how to do that. Just get your ruler and you mark in a half-inch. Half-inch. So from here I would put together. So now you get your skirt like this. Fold it right side to right side. So the right side would be on the inside. The wrong side would be facing you. So fold it like this, like that. And now we're going to pin this skirt together. So grab your skirt. Make sure it match up properly. Get your pins. And you're going to make sure the waistband at the top match up properly. So you're going to pin that like this. Make sure the waist, for the waist joint, make sure it match up as well, because you don't want when from the back of your clothes, remember people will be looking at your clothes, so make sure that match up properly as well. Make sure the two match together. I like to make sure my own match up properly as well. So remember, your clothes have to look like professionals. So keep pinning. Keep pinning. Pin. And you pin. Now you decide which zipper you using. Now you need a 9-inch zipper, because you want, when you put on the skirt, you could pull the skirt down to get in the skirt. You don't want the zipper to be so that you can't get in the skirt. You need to get in that skirt. So you need a long zipper. You need a long zipper so that you can pull the skirt down and you can get in the skirt. Even so, if you have to get a long zipper and then cut it, that is fine. That is okay. You don't have to be afraid of that. You can get a long zipper. See how long you want your zipper to be in your skirt, and you can cut it, because you need a long zipper for this because you don't need to have your zipper, and when you're done you can't get into your skirt. You don't need that. You need to get into your skirt. So I have a zipper here. I have also an invisible zipper, but the invisible zipper is a bit too small, so I would use this zipper here, which one I like gold zipper. I like the gold teeth zipper, but I don't have none in the length, so I would have to use this zipper that I have here. What I'm doing here is just taking out some thread that is on the zipper. So this what how you have to, and then you get a zipper. Now what we're gonna do, I'm going to remove the zip, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna swing our machine back, and now we will stitch this skirt together and we will base. So mark how far your zipper would be, because you want your zipper to be properly. Mark how far it would be right to the top, and then you come and you mark where it's stopping. So you need to mark where the zipper stopping. So measure your zipper, see where it's stopping there, and now let's go. We're gonna stitch from here. What we're gonna do, we're gonna stitch from here, come right up with a regular stitch, back stitch, and then we're gonna go to a base stitch here. So let me show you how to stitch that. So now you're going to grab your skirt. Now I starting from the bottom of my skirt. So I'm going to grab my skirt and half inch seam allowance. I'm going to stitch this skirt with a regular stitch from the bottom, and when I reach to where I mark, I will go with a new stitch. So back stitch. And remember, it's only half inch seam allowance we sew in. So I'm coming to where I mark. I'm coming up to where I mark. I have two mark in there, but I pass in the first one. I'm coming to the second one, and now I'm going to back stitch. Back stitch, and now I'll put my machine on the longest stitch, which my own goes up to 4, and I'm going to give a base stitch so that I can put on the zipper. So my own is the longest stitch on the sewing machine. Sometimes some people will go up to 9. Match it properly. And then I'm going to cut my thread. Remove your pins. Remove all your pins. Go and press the seam open. So let's go and press the seam open, and then we're going to put the zipper on onto the skirt. So let's go and press that. Now get your ironing board, get your skirt, and we're pressing the seam open. Pressing the seam open. Now I have this hem roll that I will place under my skirt, and I'm going to press this open. Now we're going to remove this. Now we're going to grab our zipper. I'm going to grab my zipper. And now you're going to get your zipper, and right where the opening is, right here where you press open, place your zipper down like this. Place it down onto the between the seam right here. Place it between the seam like this, so it would be laying between the seam, right? So the zipper would be laying flat. So remember, this is the seam that we press open, these two seams. So get your zipper. Now the head, this is the head of the zipper that we opening like this. This is the head of the zipper. So we're going to place this head down on the seam allowance. So this head, we placing it like this, so it would be on the skirt. So like that, like how we have the skirt, this is the seam allowance here, this. So what we're going to do, the seam allowance, we press open, get this side of the zipper, turn it wrong, and you place it down like this in between the seam allowance. So this head would be at the seam allowance behind the skirt. So now we're going to pin only the seam allowance we pinning. So now grab your skirt, get your pins, and we're going to pin the seam allowance only with the zipper. So we're going to pin that seam allowance only with the zipper, pinning it in place. pinning the seam allowance in place. Make sure you're at the back stitch where you sew in. So only the seam allowance. Turn it around. Pin the X side of the seam allowance. So the zipper only pin to the seam allowance, not the skirt. So this is what it's supposed to look like when you finish. So now we're going to go and sew on the seam allowance, both sides. So let's go to the sewing machine. Now we're going to, with a regular stitch up on your sewing machine, put your machine back to the regular stitch. Grab one of your seam allowance that the zipper pin on, because if you look, only the seam allowance I pin my zipper on. So grab one side of the seam allowance and your zipper foot, and we're going to stitch this zipper in place. So I'm going to place my needle down, and I'm going to, so it's just the seam allowance I am stitching the zipper down on, because I still have to loose out the base thread so that I can get in the skirt. So stitch as close as ever to the teeth, but don't sew over the teeth. So remember, it's just the seam allowance. My skirt is at the left of me, so I'm not sewing on my skirt. There's the seam allowance with the skirt with the zipper hole on. That's what I am sewing, the seam allowance. I'm going to lift my presser foot up. Now I'm going to push my zipper out of the way so that I can get to sew my skirt zipper down. So I get that out of the way. Look for the seam. You don't want to sew over the seam. If you find you're going over the seam, get your seam ripper and bust that out back a little, as I find like I gone too close to the seam, because we have to open this zipper back. So if you find you go too close, loose out the zip where it's stitched and go over back from the, rip it out, because I find I go too close. Now I'm going to open back the zipper a little, and I'm going to place it close to the seam. I don't want it direct on the seam. Place my needle back down. Sewing is all about patience. If you don't have patience, you cannot sew, because sewing is all about patience. You have to have patience to sew. So if you don't have patience, you cannot sew. So sewing is all about patience. It's very technical, but when you get to it, you won't like it. So now zip your zipper back up. Zipper back your zipper. Get the seam allowance, pin it back. That's the next side. We're going and sew the other side. Turn it like that. Now you're gonna pull your zipper foot down, but keep this the skirt, keep the zipper pin to the allowance, because we don't want it long and short. So we keep pinning it to the allowance. Make sure it line up with the the other stopper, and make sure it near to the seam allowance. So now you're gonna place, make sure your skirt is at the left of you. You're going to place one side of the seam allowance underneath, and now we're going to sew this zipper in place. Make sure the stopper match up, and now we're going to sew this zipper in place. So now when you reach here, you can pull your stopper up, keep your needle down, get something, raise your, push your zipper back in place. If you have long nails like me, push your zipper back, push your put your pressure foot down, go back, raise your needle. You're stitching as close as ever to the zipper. And now you continue sewing. Continue sewing. Remember, it's just the seam allowance we sewing on. Raise your foot. If you find it coming off, go back and stitching close to the seam allowance. You come into the end of sewing the zipper. Back stitch. Take out, and now we're gonna open the seam allowance. So let's go and let me show you how to open the seam allowance. Now that you finished sewing your zipper together, it's gonna look like this. Now remember, it's just the seam allowance we sew. Now you're gonna turn your skirt right side out. Turn your skirt right side out. Right side out, and remember we make the base stitch right here. We're gonna lose that base stitch out with our seam ripper. So look for the base stitch, push it out, and also another base stitch. Remember, it's just the base stitch we loosen. You're not tearing your skirt. Mind that you don't tear your skirt or you don't cut your skirt open. Just the base stitch. You will know when you reach the real stitch, because it won't open anymore when you reach your real stitch. So just the base stitch. Make sure you don't tear your skirt. Go down until you meet where you lock off for the zipper. Open out the base stitch. So when you finish opening the base stitch, open your zipper. Open your zipper, so your zipper would be open like this. Like that. The zipper would be open when you finish opening the base stitch, so that you can get in and out of your skirt. So now we're going to go and press this zipper open. We got to go and press this zipper, so let's go and press the zipper. So now you're going to get your ironing board, get your iron, If you have a seam roll like me, you're gonna get that, open out your zipper, and we're gonna place it on the seam roll. Or if you don't have a seam roll, you can put that aside. If you don't have one, zipper back your zipper, it like that, open it out, remove all the thread, all those loose thread that you have, remove all those loose thread. You need to take out all those thread. I'm going to place my seam ripper under here, and I'm going to press this before. This is what my zipper will look like when I finish. I'm going to clean up all my thread in the end, all my loose thread. When you're done, your skirt should look like this with the zipper. See, very neat. So now what we're gonna do, we gotta stitch the hem of this skirt. So we will finish off with this skirt, the hem of the skirt, by folding it like that. So you get the hem of the skirt, clean off your thread, and we're gonna roll up, fold up 1/2 inch, and then fold on next 1/2 inch. So it's 1 inch in all we folding. And when you're done, you're going to pin this skirt. You have to pin the hem in place. So we're making a very slim hem. And now we're going to the sewing machine and we're going to stitch all the way around this skirt. So let's grab our sewing machine and let's stitch all the way around this skirt. So we're going to grab our machine and you're going to get your skirt that you pin. So get your skirt, place it under the sewing machine like that, and now we're going to sew the skirt in place. Take out your pins, put your presser foot down, and we're going to sew the skirt right at the edge of the skirt we sewed. Take out your pins as you go. And we're sewing right at the edge of the skirt. Still continue, put the needle back into this stitch here, back into this stitch right here, so you won't have to back stitch that. So we go back into the stitch. And now we all done. So now you're going to raise your pressure foot and you're going to pull this out. You're going to clip your thread. Get your scissors, clip your thread, and now we're going to go and press this hem of this skirt. So meet me back at the table. Let's press this. Now get your iron, lay your hem on the table, and you're going to press your hem. Always, everything you sew, every time you sew a seam, press it so it could look neat. You're pressing it. The wrong side I pressing my own on. Press your hem. Turn it. You want it to look neat when you finish. Pressing. Make sure your iron have water. You're getting some good steam. The iron. Sure your hem press all the way around. When you finish pressing your hem, go to your ironing board and give the skirt a good press. And now we finish with the skirt, and now we're going to sew the top. So let's go ahead and put this top together. So let's put now begin sewing the top. Okay, so now that you finish sewing your skirt should look like this. Very neat and nice. This is what your skirt should look like. So here is my finished skirt. That is what it look like. Let me turn the back so you guys can see what the back look like. So your skirt should look something like that. Very neat and nice. You see how neat the back is. Very neat. The waistband is very neat also. So your skirt should look very neat also like this. You see the waistband very neat. So it should be looking neat like that. So this is the finished skirt. So now what we're going to do, we're going to move on to the top. So let's get started in sewing the top.